Hey everybody, welcome to or back to my channel. Today's video I have some nail mail to open up. I just got my package in from Express Claus, so I'm excited to get this open and check out all the goodies that I ordered. Oh look! Yay! That is everything. Alright, so we're going to start off with this right here. And, oh wow. Oh, that's so thoughtful. Look, there's some candies. I love candies. Yay. And my favorite candies at that. Look, there's a freebie in here. Oh, she is so super sweet. Small parts gel. Yes, I cannot wait to try this out. Thank you for supporting my small business. Of course, yes. Oh, look, there is a little bag of some freebies on here. Ooh, I love this. Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Oh, wow. These little mixes are so super cute. There's always the cutest little things in here I've never seen anywhere else. All right, and yes, we got some Andes candies. Yes, and my absolute favorite in the whole world, a Werther's Original. Oh my gosh. Okay, we've got a little card. Keep killing it. Oh, that's so super sweet. Let me see what it says. Thank you so much for your reviews of our products. Keep up the good work. Oh, you're awesome. Most definitely. You're welcome, Sarah. Absolutely appreciate amazing products and amazing customer service and the tutorials. And if you guys don't already, go over and follow Express Claus on Instagram and Nails by Sarah Detroit. I will link them down in the description section for you. She does amazing tutorials, live tutorials on Instagram. So definitely go over and give her a follow and check out her amazing work. All right, get these goodies out of the way. Let's set these aside for later. All right, and I'm going to put this up on my rack with the other Express Claus products that I have, and we will be testing this out really, really soon. All right, next, as you guys can see, I got some more of her modeling gels. I am absolutely in love. The price is great, and she has a large variety of colors. So I went ahead and picked up some more of these goodies. Save the bubble wraps. All right. Oh, I dropped one. Oh, well. All right. So we have a black and white. We have a yellow and orange. We have a modeling gel. I'm sorry, I have to clear my throat, you all. It's like allergy time of the year. And we have... oh my gosh, we have a modeling gel. We have purple, okay. And then we have this maroon color, almost a red color. I'm going to open this up and see what the color looks like. Wow, that is beautiful. And I meant to order red, y'all, and I didn't. So I'm going to try to use this for what I want to use this for. Oh, that's so pretty. It means I need to go to the website and order the red that I want. Ooh, love it. That is sticky. Throw that in the garbage. We don't need this. As long as we have our lid sealed on here really well and it's not exposed to our UV LED lamp, then it's not going to cure. So I got those 6 colors. And this, oh my gosh. Voila, we have inks and we have gorgeous inks. We have neon inks. Yes. Yes. So these are the colors right there on the label that these are supposed to be. I'm going to shake them up a little bit. And these are numbered as well, 1 through 8. So pretty. So we have a neon green, a neon purple, we have a neon blue, a neon pink. We have another neon purplish color. It's our neon yellow. Ooh, look how bright that is. Oh my gosh, these are so bright. We have another. This is kind of a coral color. Wow, look at these. They just literally jump out at you. When the black light hits them, oh my gosh, can you imagine? And there is an orange. Oh wow. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So these are going to go right on the rack with the rest of my Express Claws inks. And I'm not using these today. Oh my gosh, the light hits these and it's just, they're so gorgeous. I am absolutely in love. All right, so we're going to leave these two out because we're going to be using these and this one. I might leave this one out. We're not using the purple today. But we're going to open it to check out the beautiful color, though. I've got to show off these beautiful colors. And these 3D gels, modeling gel, 3D gel, same thing. Different brands have different products that work differently. Look at how beautiful and vivid that purple is. That is gorgeous. It's prettier in the container than it is on the lid. Like, it's gorgeous. I'm going to need another shelf. So we've already seen this one. I need another shelf for my Express Claws products. Yes, I do. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of Express Claws nail designs. Well, you're going to see a lot of my nail designs with Express Claws products. I should say that. Because she has her own. And this is not a sponsored video. Look at that orange. Oh, so pretty. This gives me Halloween vibes too. It's so super bright. It's so fiery. It's going to be perfect for what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get into the yellow. Oh, gosh. I just fall in love with good products when I see them like, oh, wow. And these are nice containers. These are full all the way. Like, there is a lot in there. Okay, I'm going to open the black and white really quickly. I'm going to try to do some mixing today. Ooh, look at that. Oh. The black is definitely nice. And last, and certainly not least, believe it or not, was really most excited about this color in general. Just to have a good white. And oh, look how vivid that white is. Yes. It's more white than my brand new white sweatshirt. Oh my gosh. It's going to be magical. Oh, come off my finger. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Okay. I am going to take this white right here and I'm going to mix some powder in this to get an effect out of it. So I have my trusty palette right here. And I don't know how much powder I'm going to need to add, so I'm not going to use a whole lot. So I do need a decent amount. And this does spread out, so I'm just kind of gauging the amount I'm going to need. Maybe a tad more, and that should be enough. Oop, my finger. Yeah, I might just a little micro bit more. That looks like enough. right. This is going to change the color of it just ever so slightly. If it changes it too much, I probably won't use it because I want to make sure it's pretty white. I can go over it with some white gel polish, but and I can't test it until I'm done because I won't know if it'll work. And I don't want to waste any of it to test it. So I'm going to leave this little ball setting aside, away from my lamp. So I get the powder mixed in it thoroughly. I'll leave it sitting over here to the side. Oh, it's sticking in my hand. And I'm actually going to take a little micro amount and mix some of this in here. Not enough to really waste a very large amount. And I am going to put it in the lamp and see how it cures and if it does what I want it to do. Up there. It's sticking to me, guys. There we go. So let my container for my light comes on. A little bit of alcohol to clean this up off my glove. And clean up this excess powder. So I'm going to get it on my hands as I go anyway, but I don't want it to be, you know, big huge mess. So we'll see what happens. So I'm actually going to take another lint-free wipe. Just going to smush this down here a little bit. Not a whole lot. I want it a little flat. I'm going to stick this in a lamp and cure it, and I'm going to see if it does what I want it to do. Because if it doesn't, then we will start over. Okay, so I tried what I wanted to try. Everything's looking good. So we are going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to place this right here on the nail. Right, so now I'm going to start molding this, and I'm actually going to use just a little bit of alcohol, not a whole lot, a little bitty towel. I'm just using a little bit of alcohol, simply that way it's a little less tacky. Smooths out a little bit, but I'm actually like getting a little bit of alcohol, like getting it damp and then wiping like 99% of it back off. And I really don't need the alcohol a whole lot. It's gonna help me just like smooth out and get the shape I'm wanting this time. I do know this, if you're working with the modeling gels, having it attached to the nail bed is essential. So make sure that you are making sure it is completely attached to the nail bed. So you can accomplish that by pressing it down When I put the alcohol on the silicone tool, all it simply is doing is allowing me to get a smoother surface. You could do this with a brush as well. And I may have too much on here. If I do, that's okay. I can remove excess if I need to. Having some base coat on the nail helps also, because it helps it kind of drag across the nail a little bit better. So and my shape will fill itself in when I go to flatten everything out. So I'm not so worried about what the shape looks like at this moment. Just as long as I get the general shape that I'm going for. And then when I drag it off the side of the nail right there, anything excess, there you go. Now I'm going to get this wet a little bit. Actually, I think I'm going to try this with a brush. I'm just going to make sure that I wipe off all this excess alcohol. This is going to help me smooth it out, but it's also going to help me press it down. Just make sure that you don't let your brush get 100% dry, because it will stick on it a little bit. I won't spend as much time fidgeting with any perfection of shape on the entire nail as I will this beginning piece, simply because the shape for this really does matter. So if this video is extremely long, it's because I'm being OCD. I'll bring this into a point better while I'm dragging the product off the side of the nail and removing anything that's excess. So I'm going to cut it off like this. And then make sure I straighten that back out. And tap it. That way it's completely adhered to the nail. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Now we need to bring this point back down just a little bit. Make sure it's attached. Cut that excess off. Anything hanging around off the nail that's not attached is just going to give it a place where it can lift up. I'm going to tap it right there. All right, I'm liking this shape so far. It just needs a little bit more up here. So I'm just going to kind of drag it upward a little bit. That'll also help flatten it out a little bit. Looks pretty good. This does need to go down a little bit. A little bit more at an angle, and pat it. Push it inward, pat it. Right. And then we need to bring this down right here just a little bit. Just trying to round it out just a little bit more at the bottom as well as the top. And we have a nice smooth surface too. A super smooth surface, so that's going to be really nice. It's going to save us time in the long run because we're not going to be filing this nail in any way. So we want it to be completely done in our application. We don't need to, we're going to take off that little excess. A little bit goes a long way. So now I'm going to clean off my brush. And I'm going to wipe off any excess residue from moving it around right there. Simply because it has the powder I put in there for a little extra feature. And I don't want that affecting the rest of the design. Alright. Alright, I'm loving this shape. It looks good. So we are going to stick this in the lamp. And I'm going to cure this for 30 seconds. And we'll be able to move on to the next part. Now's a good opportunity to clean off your brush if you have one dirty. Same as the silicone tool. I'm going to give it a little wipe. We don't need this particular little bit of alcohol. I only put a little bit in it because that had a powder in it, and now that we're done applying that, we will not need that again, so we can put some fresh alcohol in here. And only just a little bit. This will last for the entire rest of the nail. So our nail is out of the lamp, and we're actually going to use a little bit of this yellow and a little bit of this black. And a little bit of this orange. So, I'm going to leave the lid just chillaxing on this because I'm not going to be using my lamp right now at the second. So I want just a very, very tiny bit of orange, just a very small amount. That is probably enough. I'll put that on my palette. We shall see. I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow. About this much should be enough. And I'm just going to kind of smush it together a little bit. And all I'm trying to do is just darken up the yellow a little bit with the orange. I don't want it to be a marble of the two, so I'm going to just squish it over and over again, kind of roll it in between my fingers, and make sure that that pigment gets thoroughly mixed in together. That is just a little bit of orange. And it's a little too orange, and I need just a little bit more anyway. Now, I'm going to mix these two together. I'm just squishing it and squishing it over and over again in between my fingers to see if I like the way it looks. If I don't, I will use this again later, but I just wanted to see if I could get it to the color I was kind of thinking of in my mind. It's kind of starting to look like it. Let me set it on here and see what it looks like on here. If it's going to be too odd. If not, I can go with the stick to this, not my finger. I don't know. Let me see. Take it off. I can use this. It's not going to get wasted. Let me take a little bit of yellow, because if I don't like it, I can stick it right back in here. It's not mixed together with anything else. I just don't want it to be super bright. I think I'm going to go with the straight yellow. I really do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this out of the light by sticking it right here in the top of this and not smushing it so it doesn't get mixed into the other orange. Right. So that's more than enough yellow. Actually going to be able to cut like a little bit of this off of here. And I'll set this aside in case I need it, but if I don't need it, I can stick it back in here. All right, in the black, we don't need a whole lot of the black either. Maybe just about that much. And let's see, let's try to roll it out. I want to make something that essentially looks like a little sprinkle. There we go, perfect. Set that right there. And then, hope I don't shake the camera around. All right, so I'm done with the black and I'm done with the white like 100%. So I don't know, I might keep this out, but I'm definitely done with the white. And I need to use these other colors as we go along. All right, so let's start off with this yellow. I'm going to put that right back in the center. And it wants to stick to my tool like 100%, but that's okay. I'm going to take some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. When I say alcohol, I'm always using isopropyl alcohol, always 90%. In the 90% range. Very rarely do I use 70%. Now get our tools back out. And do the same thing again. Just enough on there to give it like a little glistening. And I'm going to press it out. Hey everybody, so I decided to go ahead and speed this little portion of the video up 2 times so we can watch this little part come together. So I'm trying to get the product as flat and even as possible, get it all the way to the top and bottom edges and a nice rounded shape on the outside edge. If you guys are working along with me, that is awesome. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to smash that like button for me. Go ahead and comment down below, let me know what you think of these products and what 3D products are you currently working with or are interested in. I would love to hear your feedback. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying my videos and you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to click that little bell for notifications. That way YouTube will let you know when I post new content. If you're working with the 3D gels like this, you can use alcohol. Just make sure that the gel that you're putting down on another piece of gel, that surface is not wet with alcohol. You want to make sure you get good adhesion. You also have plenty of time to work with the product because when you put it in the lamp, it's going to cure into place. So take your time and get the shapes that you are looking for before you stick it in your lamp to cure it. I'm going to take this. I'm going to go right in the center and separate. I'm going to push in and like kind of push over a little bit. Wipe off any excess that sticks to it. And I can go in there and kind of drag that through. Kind of giving it a little bit of a rounded shape. There we go. There we go. And the reason I did this after I did all that is simply because I wanted to make sure that I had really good adhesion everywhere. It's most important to have really good adhesion. Now I can press this down. And press it back just a little bit. We're going to smooth it all out with the brush here in a second, but there we go. And it's looking crazy right now for a second, but that's okay. I'm going to clean the silicone tool off really well, making sure there's no product stuck to it. Dampen this brush a little bit. And it will smooth this back out. But yeah, it's looking really cool. So I'm going to clean off my brush. And then I'm going to go in here and clean up around the outside a little bit. Just one little bitty wipe. Alright. I'm trying to keep any excess residue off my gloves as much as possible because it's gross looking. Y'all don't want to see just a bunch of residue. Okay. Alright, now we can go in here with the black. And it looks like we have like literally the perfect amount of black. I'm going to take it and then roll it just a little bit more. Stick it to my glove, but that's okay. And then just stick it in there. And there we go. And then we'll just have to smooth it down. It won't need any real serious work. Less is going to be more with this little piece. So I'm going to use my silicone tool again. Getting it just ever so damp. And put a little pressure, just a little bit. And kind of drag it upward. Downward. We got our pressure on. We're going to go in there, our brush, do our shaping and smoothing the rest of the way. Just going to drag alongside of it. So I want to avoid mixing it in to the yellow. I want to press it in, but I don't want black to end up over here or over here. And you can work at it from the front, or you can flip it around. If you've got it on full cover tips, it makes it easier to flip it around. So I can just flip it around and do like this. Any excess alcohol off of there. Make sure you let it dry when it comes to alcohol before you put it in the lamp, just to make sure you get it, you know, a proper cure. So I'm going to smooth it back out, but I'm going to take it, silicone tool, and see if I can drag it this way a little bit. There we go. It does not have to be perfect because there's going to be a border around the outside of this. Just making sure it's smooth and blended well where it seems seamless as one piece and not sticking out. We do want a little bit of a, you know, here. All right, so now that we're done with that, we're going to clean off the brush to make sure there's no black pigment on it. And I'm going to go around the outside right here a little bit before it goes in the lamp. I feel like the yellow needs to come down a little bit more right here. There. And then right here a little bit. Where it's nice and blended, but it's not, like I said, not an ombre. Okay. So that's what it's looking like so far. Looking pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and stick this in a lamp, and I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds. I'm going to fiddle with it just a little bit. I feel like it's a little too wide down here at the bottom. Just going to press it over a little bit. There we go. And the lamp, that's going to go. Now's a good opportunity to clean your instruments again. Now that we're done messing with primarily the yellow, you know, our alcohol is still nice and clean, so we don't need to do anything else to it. So now that we've flash cured that into place, that is what it's looking like so far. It's time to get into the fun part, right? It's like, this is all fun, so it really doesn't matter, but it's so cool looking. So cool looking so far. Okay, so for the next parts of the nail, we're going to use both of these colors together in combination. And so this is where it's going to get interesting, because we want to blend colors without blending them 100%. So we're going to take this little guy right here, who was chillaxing in there, set him over here on the palette because we will find a use for it. So we're going to take little bitty amounts of orange, set this aside. So I'm going to try to get relatively the same amount over and over again. Oh, there's a dirt or a dust. There's a dust on my palette. So I'm pretty much going to keep making those over and over again, but I'm just going to stop right now because we don't need a whole lot more for the top portion. I'm going to stick this back in there because it's too much. And for every orange one, we need a yellow. And it's gonna stick to my glove. Stop it. There we go. And they can be like pretty much the same size, just maybe a little smaller than the orange. Not really a whole lot, but just a little, maybe. It doesn't matter if they're the same size or they're smaller. We just don't want them to be bigger. So we have all these little balls of modeling gel. And you're probably like, what in the world are you doing, crazy lady? But trust me, trust in the process. Yeah, it will make sense, I promise you. Okay, I'm going to take this off here and let this dry because I need to be able to mold these and I don't want to smear stuff into other stuff. If that makes any sense. I could use my bare hands, but I have nails on and I don't want this stuff to get stuck in or on my nails or get flash cured onto my nails some magical way. Okay, even though this is gross, we can still use it. So these side we will need to make more, but that's okay. And like I said, we're done with the black, so we'll put the black up. Alright, so I'm actually just going to pick one up and pick another one up and lightly press them together. I'm not going to mix these together. So I'm going to take an orange and a yellow and just press them together. And then just roll them. So they're still kind of like half and half. It's going to look like a candy corn, essentially. And then once I get my little candy corn, I'm going to start right up here at the top. And press it down. So now I'm going to take a different silicone tool and take this one right here that looks like a cone. And I'm going to do these one at a time. It's not that complicated, but I'm going to do it one at a time. So I'm going to go in here, right here, and press down. And press down. And I'm just going to roll it a little bit to the side. Roll it a little bit to the side. Make sure I have a point. Then I'm going to take the flat one, press it down a little bit, push it back up. I want to get that little candy corn shape back, but I don't want it to be too much. So essentially I want a little bitty well right here. So it's essentially like I'm making a flower petal. And I want to smooth it out just a little bit. Smooth it out both ways. Make sure it's nice and blended in there. This will speed up as it goes along. Essentially want it nice and smooth. And I want to keep that indentation in it. It's important to keep that indentation in it going up. If you feel like you're doing that and you lose it, you could just take this and just drag it up in the center, and then you're good. Okay, so I'm going to take a flashy light, and we're going to flash cure this into place for about 10 seconds. I'm going to try and get it from the side too. All right, now I'm going to keep repeating this process. Orange and yellow. Oh, very nice. I like that shape. This has a little too much yellow on it, but that's okay because we can remove it. And press it down. And get our little point there at the top. Drag the excess off of there. Since we did get a little too much yellow, cut it off. And set it right here. If we can get it to touch this, there we go, that's better. And fix our shape. Get low on your alcohol, which I did by accident. Go ahead and refill it a little bit before you get too far. So you don't have to stop and do it when you do need it quickly. Now any gaps in here will be filled with something before we're done. So we will go in and color with a solid color gel in those outer gaps around the outside edge. A small amount of them there will be to give us some back color. So don't worry about any clear spots. Make sure this is well attached. This one was flash cured, but I'm still gonna go in. Okay. Just making sure to keep that line down the middle. Flash cure that. Sure, when you're flash curing, you keep your flashlight away from your other products. All right, so I'm going to be going around the outside and filling that part in over and over again. So I'm going to have to put one here, one or two here, and then I'm going to go in and do the inside, the middle. What I'm going to do on the inside is essentially the exact same thing, except those I don't want them pressed all the way down at the very tip. So I will take an orange. I want this one. And a yellow. Do a little press, do a little roll. And place right about here. Now I'm not going to press the yellow part down yet. I just really want to press the orange. I'm going to press it down in there, and I'm going to press it out a little differently. If you get any of it sticking to your silicone tool, wipe it off because it will stick to itself, and you can get undesired results. Because we want a raised appearance, we don't want to press down on that part yet. I'm going to do a little bit of a line. I'm going to come down here and roll side to side a little bit. If you press it too much to one side and it's too heavy, you can just press it back and just kind of smooth it back over a little bit. So I'm going to take my brush, and I went through and shape this a little bit more into a point, which is what I actually want. I'm going to try to get a little bit of dimension between the two of them. A little bit of a curve. kind of gently. Put a nice little line in there. And kind of form it back over a bit. Just dragging it, it will lose its shape really quickly. The more with you mess with it, essentially. Now there's nothing that you can do that you can't undo or fix, but the more you touch it, the more it moves. So I'm liking the way this is looking. I'm going to pull this back this way just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and flash cure this one into place. So I'm just going to repeat that process around the outside and the inside to fill in the top. And I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera because you guys have already seen what I've done. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in the top, and I will be back when I get all of that top portion done so we can move on to the next part. So this is what it's looking like with the top done so far. Now we're going to put a piece over the eye, and then we'll be able to move on and do the bottom portion. I will probably finish that out off camera for you guys since it's going to be essentially the same thing, but this is what it looks like on the top. And then once the entire nail is done, I'm going to actually seal everything in with either a matte or non-white top coat and do some extra little bitty details. So let's go ahead and get the rest of the top of the eye finished so we can move on to the bottom part. All right, so for the top of the eye, I'm going to take the orange and I'm going to get a nice little healthy amount. Probably too much. We shall see. We're going to roll this out. So if it's too long, then we'll know we have too much. I can already tell we have too much. So we're going to get it thin at one end, and then we will actually drag this across. And thin it out. Start right here at the corner. Kind of drag it across. That. The extra in here. Oops. All right, so now I'm actually just going to take my brush, remove all that excess alcohol. Make sure it's pressed down well. Doesn't need to go all the way over here because we are going to have a piece on the bottom, so it is going to connect when we're done. Did bring this up a little higher because I wanted to be able to push this back down. Let's move this over. Flatten it out just a little bit. Same thing with over here. It's going to connect over here. All right. And I don't need to cure this if I don't want to. I can go ahead and fill in the whole bottom of the nail. So this isn't going to go anywhere. The only reason I did any curing before was because I was layering on top, and I want to make sure that the product, it's just like doing a layer of these in flash curing and then a layer of these and a layer of these and flash curing in between. That way I wouldn't have uncured product underneath. I want to get it flat a little bit and then brush back across underneath of it, and to give it just a little bit of a lift there, like a little angle underneath. It's gonna project a shadow when I do that. All right, and we're gonna add texture into this, but we have to be very, very gentle adding in texture to it as to not squish it down, because it's very easy to manipulate this product. So this is what it's looking like so far. Got our eyelid. And it'll really make sense and come together once the bottom part of it's done as well. So to make the texture, all I'm really going to do is take the tool and just make some little bitty creases right at the front of the eyelid, all the way across. Then I'll go back through over top of this right here and go up under this little bitty lip right there, just to make sure I get separation again, and then we'll be able to move on to the bottom. Now that upper portion is completely done, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the bottom portion. So I'm going to be skipping through the bottom portion coming together, and I sped it up a little bit for you so you could still see that part of the video happen just a little bit. And there is a couple more things I'm going to do to this nail before I'm completely done with it. So make sure you watch it all the way to the end so you see the entire nail come together. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video. If you've made it to this point, definitely smash that like button for me. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to click that subscribe button and that bell for notifications if you've not already subscribed to my channel and you enjoy watching my content. So 3D modeling gel is super easy to work with. It is beginner friendly. It does not cure until you stick it in the lamp. Unlike acrylic, you have a lot of flexibility with it and you can create anything your imagination desires. Most definitely. One thing I will say about it, always be mindful that it is a nail product. Make sure to keep it off of your skin. Make sure you keep your containers sealed up completely when you're not getting product out of it. If it is left open and that light hits it from your lamp, it is going to cure. Plus, you do not want to leave it open to let the air in the room affect your product and end up drying it out in some way. So it is a very versatile product, and a lot of different brands carry these gels, and it is great for creating all kinds of different designs. I absolutely love working with the modeling gels, and with a little bit of practice, it just gets easier and easier to make new things. And your creativity will definitely come to life with some modeling gel. So definitely keep it in mind if you've been curious of it. If you've bought some and you haven't had a chance to use it yet, definitely get it out and play with it and see what you think of it and try some different designs for yourself. I know you're absolutely going to love working with this product. So I will have some other designs I will be sharing with you all really soon. Some more videos where I'll be using these products in the videos, so you guys will be able to see more designs. And I did not forget about the inks. The inks will be in another video. I just wanted to focus on the modeling gel and show you all how easy it is to work with and what you can do with it, how you can use your imagination to work with the product. This video in particular, I did film about a month ago and had just got around to the opportunity to put this out for you all. So, you know, sometimes that happens, but I had to take that audio out at the end because I was listening to music in the background, and because of copyright, you know, you can't have it in there, which is okay because it gave me an opportunity to come in at the end of it and talk with you all a little bit about these products. So the design I ended up creating for you all today was inspired by a set that I wanted to create for a really good friend of mine. I wanted to do something just a little bit different, but I went with the flow of it because one of the products that I ordered turned out to be the wrong color, and it changed, you know, what my plan was for doing this nail. Now, this nail did not turn out perfect. It was a whole lot of fun to make. I still like the way it turned out. This nail took about an hour and a half to make. It was a little bit time consuming, but that time seemed to flow by. And the only reason why it took that amount of time to make is because I was using more than one color to create, you know, certain texture in the nail. So now that I'm done putting all those pieces onto the bottom part of the nail, everything is cured. Flash curing the rows in between there to make sure that that product's going to be cured all the way through when I'm done doing the nail. And now it's time to put on the bottom eyelid of this little eye. And the top part was so easy that the bottom one had to give me trouble because I kept dropping it. It was just driving me nuts. Now, eventually I get it, but you know, it's not a hard product to work with, but for some reason, I guess I was just getting some butterfingers or something because I kept dropping it and fighting with it, but it turned out okay. So eventually I got it on there and all worked out. So in the next portion, I'm going to be showing you guys putting a gel onto the eye, and I missed recording the mixing process, so I wanted to go ahead and take a moment to explain it to you. So I wanted to put some golden cat eye in the iris of the eye, and I didn't have any, but I did have some golden cat eye powder. So I did take some base coat and that powder, mix them together to get a nice little ratio, and I apply it to the nail. You'll see just a little bit of that, but I thought it was going to be really pretty over top of the yellow and give it a little bit more of an effect. And then I will be back to talk to you all when I get done doing that part about what I'm going to be doing to finish the nail out. So after that, I will play some music to finish out the video to show you guys the finished look and that little bit of a special effect that I did put into the nail just out of curiosity to see how it would work. And that was what I was doing at the beginning of the video when I was mixing that powder into the white. So if you already know, you know. If you don't, you'll figure it out when the end of the video comes. So thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you're interested in these products that you see me working with, go check out expressclaws.com. That will be linked down below in the description section for you. You can go ahead and DM Express Claws as well on Instagram. If you are curious about any of the products, if you have any questions, always look out for any special sales or discounts that they may be offering to save yourself some coins. Also, go and check out Nails by Sarah Detroit on Instagram as well. She has some unique nail designs of her own. She has been in the nail industry for a very long time, and she's a very experienced, and I enjoy her quite a lot. She's a very, very nice person, and she does have some amazing products that you guys can work with. So definitely check them out. And thank you all again so much for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure you smash that like button for me and comment down below. Let me know what you think. Are you using any modeling gels? What products are you working with? What experience have you had with them? Are you interested in trying some? If there's any questions, I'll definitely do anything I can to answer them to the best of my ability. And I will be seeing you all again in my next video. So thanks for watching. Bye, guys. So this is what it's looking like so far. We went in and put some gold cat eye into the iris of the eye. Now we're going to go in with some 3D gel and finish this out. It's going to make it look a lot more glassy and a lot more bubbly. And then we will do a little bit of filing along a couple edges, but then the nail will be done.